Question first?
Yeah,
Thank you.
so the sisters that you see, the women in this group, we're all part of a collective, a wellness collective called Nueva Wellness Collective. So we're just going to wave, and we have these talks where we talk with community members about their lives or issues. Our desire is just to check in with folks. Uh, and we're all healers, so our desire is to check in with folks, see how they're doing, and make sure our community, see if we can offer support to the community. So we asked this brother here, Aswad, to join us, so we're bringing him back. We wanted to talk to young black men, and so that's why we invited Osandu, Obatola, and now Obatola, and other brothers. We'll see who joins us. So without further ado, I'm going to hand it over to Brother Aswad. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
So some of the work that I do in the community is using restorative practices to help people build and strengthen relationships. And part of what I was hoping to do today is to just sort of do a brief check-in with everyone and to ask people to listen to one another and to share how they are experiencing the quarantine. So I have a few questions, and if it's okay, what I'll do is I'll introduce the question, and then after I answer it myself, I'll pass it on to someone else, and then until we all get a chance to share what we're experiencing. Does that sound okay to everyone?
Yeah.
All right. So the first question I have is, what strength has carried you through the quarantine? And for me, the strength that's carried me through has been my cooking skills. I've really found that I like to cook, and I really found a lot of peace and serenity in being able to cook and have a lot of meals with the family. At first, having a meal together was kind of a treat, and now it's become our norm. And I found that this is probably something that's we're gonna hold on to this as we move forward. It's been a good thing. And I'm going to pass it on to, if I can, Brother Obatala with 2 O's.
All right, cool. Hey, Oba here. For me, what's been getting me through quarantine is a lot of bicycling. So realized like the first month of quarantine, I was still working, but I'm just like chilling at the house, not really doing much, like inundating myself with entertainment all the time. And kind of decided, okay, time to do something. So I've been doing like at least 2 times a week, waking up and going out to the Oakland Hills at 7:30 in the morning and going through the hills for like 15 miles or an hour and a half till 9, coming back, taking a shower, then getting to work. And that's been a great way of just kind of releasing some energy, feeling like I'm doing something, getting out in nature, just kind of like getting all of that in the morning before work. And actually been losing weight because of it too, so it's just been bringing in a lot of pluses. And then on top of that, trying to find other hobbies as well, like just some claymation. I've been going out to Puta Creek next to Lake Berryessa. It's like 100 degrees out there. You take an inflatable tube, sit out, lay in the water, read a book. Easy stuff that you can get yourself into besides just staying at the house, while also avoiding, masses. So just trying to get out.
Thank you so much for sharing. Would you mind passing it on to one of the sisters?
Sabrina.
Well, I have to say, I've been trying to think of something positive besides going crazy. Meditation. I have to say that it's one of those things I've been putting off. I want to do it. I really, really want to do it, but I'm such an active busybody before the pandemic that I wouldn't slow down and just meditate. And it's been very healing and very, very comforting during this time. Yeah. And I pass it on to Asandu.
I would say family, food, short travel experiences, has really been getting me through quarantine. Um, just the moments that I've been able to have with like my siblings and my parents is very beneficial for me based on me being in school for so long and out of state. So really just family, catching up with old friends. Yeah, being back in Oakland right now is a great experience.
Yeah. Welcome to the West Coast.
Yeah, thank you. It feels good outside right now too. And I'll pass it to anybody who's ready to go.
Maybe Sister Holly.
All right, sister.
Thank you. I think mine's family too. So I'm used to seeing my family all the time. So when we went into quarantine, we kind of stopped it, but we started those Zoom meetings. But I've been FaceTiming my kids every day. And so it's with I have a new grandbaby, so that's been really fun. So I've been FaceTiming her as well. There's other things as well, but I look forward to checking with my kids almost every day. My son's mostly on weekends because they're still working, but with the girls, I pretty much talk to them every day. The bigger family once a week, so it's been good. It's been good. We didn't used to do that before, and my sister lives out of state, so happy about that. And I will pass it on to one of Sanju's friends, if they're still there. The other Obatala with the A.
Hey, I've been spending most of the quarantine. I think the biggest things for me have been spending time with my daughter. It's 2.5. Her mother is still working, so I've pretty much just been taking care of her like day in, day out since it started. And so that's been really great to bond. It's been like tiring, but like we've gotten closer because we spent a lot of time together. And then like recently starting to work out has been just a great place to really sort of like the stress of, the world being on fire, but still trying to raise a child.
That's right.
So, yeah. I will pass it to my Bashiba.
Oh,
wow. Hi, everyone. Quarantine time. First, I want to just share that I'm excited to be on this Zoom right now and to experience Brother Obatala, Brother Obatala, Brother Osandu, just knowing these young people, Brother Baiche and Jamil. This is what I think we need to highlight more, the beauty of our powerful young Black men, our next leaders in this world. And so just thankful to be on the call. I am thankful during this quarantine time for family, good food. I realize I'm a great baker, according to me. And trying out new recipes, as well as getting in contact with old school friends from college and high school and just touching base with folks. And so it's been a great time. And I will pass it on to Baiche.
Baiche is there?
Hey, what's up?
Hey, how you doing?
Hi, how's it going?
Good.
I say the best thing going for me through the quarantine has been being resilient. Figuring out ways to entertain yourself and keep away from people. So a whole lot of hiking, Mount Tamalpais, Lake Berryessa, just exploring all the different spots in California, finding waterfalls, chasing the sun, just trying to be outside and be alone. Family, of course. Trying to find ways to
keep the kids learning stuff, having fun, gambling with dice, and doing math and stuff like that. So just being resilient in every type of way, saving money, not eating out, just trying to come out of this stronger rather than weaker. So being resilient has been what's been keeping me going through the whole quarantine.
Nice.
And I pass it to whoever ain't win.
Greetings, everyone. I am Yawo. I think that for me, one thing that has kept me resilient, it is family. And my daughter, she had a baby, so it's playing with the new grandson that you could hear crying in the background. But also being disciplined and having a routine every morning and getting up every morning and sticking to that routine of prayer and greeting my ancestors, greeting my orishas, and walking the mountain, being in nature. Just being in nature has really helped a lot. And I pass it to Asatu.
Thank you. The depth, the strength that has carried me, just to echo so many, is I'm going to say that discipline piece, having my yoga practice 5 days a week, waking up and just practicing some self-care. And then that setting my day, because setting an intention in the beginning of my day every day. So it's ignited some creativity. It's helped me be more organized. And so then I haven't been bored during COVID because of it. I have lots of, lots of motivation to do beautiful things. And so that's motivating. So self-care, discipline, and creativity. So thank you.
Thank you. Thanks.
All right. Thank you all so much for sharing. For our second question, I'd like to follow up with what is one area of growth for you that you would like to focus on as we move forward in the quarantine? And for me, I'm a very goal-oriented person. I have a lot of financial goals and professional goals and personal goals. So the one area of focus for me, I struggle with depression and anxiety, and the being indoors so much and not having a lot of options for distraction has exacerbated it. So I think the personal goal for me is to focus more on myself and to develop more of a structured health and wellness practice, a daily one. So I've been working on that day to day, and I hope to strengthen that practice as we move forward and come out of the quarantine stronger and healthier. And I will pass it on to Brother Obatala again.
Muted. Okay. Thing that I've been working on, I think even since December, there's been a lot of things I've been focusing on, but one of the main things deals with time, and it's just to lean less onto entertainment, because in the times that I do, I realize how much free time I have, but then comes the question of what do I do with all that time? And without not only intention, but also setting up those opportunities, it's easy to fall back onto the easy, comfort food of phone, TV, I don't know, video games, eating more, just all that stuff. So just trying to find other things to put my time into. And not only, I feel like it's easy for me also to go out and do something outdoors or, just still entertainment, but it's like, okay, I feel like I want to do something that's more constructive as well, because there's always time to, go out and do stuff. But what are things that I can do that would build, on skills, besides just working and stuff like that. So just been figuring that out, reading more, journaling more, trying to jump into different things like woodwork, But yeah, trying to be more constructive with my time, because I imagine in the future that would allow me to allot time to opportunities that I see that would be worthwhile. And without having that structure, those opportunities can really just kind of fly by. Osandu.
Something that I've been working on and want to get better at is Adobe. I've been working on Adobe, creating new designs and stuff for my clothing line. Getting better at trading. I recently invested some money into different currencies, learning how to trade. I would say time management also, and not being a slave to my thoughts, overthinking stuff, and just being more proactive. And I'm open to whoever is ready to share.
Somebody next to you, maybe? Bye, Che.
Yep. What I've been working on or wanting to work on more, getting better at is speaking Spanish. I do a lot of inspections sometimes, and I'm interacting with people that can't speak English at all. So I've been able to pick up a little bit of Spanish, being immersed around people. It's helped me to pick up some basics. So I really want to be able to speak fluently. Comprehend and speak. So that'll be master another language is one of the main things I really want to pick up. And I'm just gonna pass it right on to the left of me.
Evening. I think for me, it's been twofold, because there's definitely a lot of space for professional growth and personal development, but like I'm with a 2.5-year-old all day. So I think for me, patience and like understanding and honestly like acceptance. There's always, I think time management is something that I'm always looking for. Like there are times when like she's napping or like she's at her mom's house where it's like I could be doing something, but you just get tired. So I think for me, it's just, it's the trying to find a balance of capitalizing on the free time I actually have, but then also having the patience to not beat myself up when I need moments of self-care. And I feel like if it wasn't COVID right now, I would definitely be more focused on like the time management aspect, but the self-care comes in because 40 plus hours of my week are designated to her.
Good.
Yeah, I'll pass it.
Okay.
Okay, I will go next. You passed it to me last time. Something that I'm working on is balance. I realized when shelter in place taking place, how much I was not accustomed to being at home. And when I was home, I was busy at home. And so during this COVID time, I've really learned how to be more still. It's something that Satu said earlier. I have a meditation practice and a spiritual practice, and I would do that. But I realized I would even do that with the quickness. The shortest amount of time to say I meditated when I really was still busy in the mind and not as centered. And so balance is what I am working on during this time, and between work and home, and just me developing personally, internally, and doing my inner work. Nice. And I will pass it on to, I don't know if this is the order, but I was going to Asatu.
Sorry, I always do that. Wow, that time management piece is very real. It is a struggle. But the first thing, my biggest area of growth is getting outside of my comfort zone. And that's in every way. I just have to keep it just real every way of my life right now. But also what Mama Bathsheba said, balance. There's a balance to that I also don't want to judge myself. I don't want to be critical of myself. I just want to accept that I need to push myself. So a little bit with some compassion and a little bit of fire. So thank you. And I will go to Sabrina.
Oh, yes. Everybody said so many wonderful things. I'm lost in everybody else's thoughts. I have to say that patience has been the thing that I need to understand, because I was thinking initially when we started this, it would only be 2 weeks. Then we go back to work, and then we go back to normal and go back to everything. And now we're into 4 months, I think it is now. So it's been patience, you know, and then acceptance for me. That's just taken some time and embracing from a positive thing, because, you know, with change comes new opportunities, right? And my current challenge I have for me and my children are, we need to start a business. We have time now, let's do something with it. So let's do something positive, invest money and start a business. So that's kind of our focus. And I pass it to Holly. I don't know which way she is.
Yeah, mine is also patience. So I'm quick to anger. So when stay in place came here, being in the same household with my partner for so many hours every day, just adjusting to that was kind of tough. And then also accepting the fact that my mother didn't want to come stay with me. So just patience and communication is like really like putting the lid on myself so that I could see where the other person's coming from and try to, you know, communicate with love, you know, not be quick to anger, you know, if I was unaccepting of, especially around my mother, because there's a lot of stuff with my mother, but just, you know, being in the space with my partner or trying to figure out what to do with my mother, and how to help her, even though we're, you know, separated like this. It's been a challenge, but I've learned to be more patient and to like step back, not respond, and just try to hear what she's saying. So that would be me. Things I'm working on, continue to work on. I pass it to Yawo.
Thank you. So there are many areas that I'm really focusing on. The main one is purging and getting rid of all these things here that I do not need to lighten my space, and yeah, just to clean and really throw things away and not hold on to those things that I don't need anymore. I also am looking to or working on being proficient in the Spanish and Chinese. And so that's just ongoing. And also communicating, just being more verbal with my thoughts and not keeping things to myself, but being more expressive to others, especially my family.
Thank you all so much for sharing. The purpose of this check-in is really around making sure that we're doing what we can to make spaces where we can recognize that no matter where we're coming from, we all have struggles and we all have strengths. It's also about creating a safe space for people to say when they are facing the challenge and they need help, you know, and to have a place where people can come and seek support emotionally or otherwise. And for the young men participating, I like to do this one because it's an invaluable tool as you move forward as part of the community and learning how, it's an invaluable tool for checking in on everyone, right? Because that's part of what that's part of what we do, right? We make sure that those around us are safe and cared for, not just physically, but also how they are doing, right? So the earlier we can get into the habit of checking in on how how those around us are doing, the more comfortable the conversations can become and the more routine. And then the last piece of it is like around the areas of growth. It's about setting an intention, right? Because the first thing we do if we're going to achieve something is we give it a voice, we give it a name, and then that gives us a target to shoot for. So thank you everyone for participating.
Thank you, Brother Aswad, for those wonderful questions. And so
go ahead.
It's 8:28. I know our brother has to leave soon, and we had some other questions that we wanted to ask the young men, but we also want to respect our brother's time. So just doing a quick check-in. Should we go ahead, or what do we?
I just want to, let me preface it with a previous ShareAbout that we had with some young women.
Mm-hmm.
And the focus was the school to prison pipeline.
Mm-hmm.
And we were able to ask them about, I think, 3 questions out of the 4.
Right.
And we usually have our talks about 45 minutes. So it's really up to, as Asatu was saying, is everyone available for another 15 minutes to talk about these, some other really important questions? It's just really asking more about your experiences in school. And if everybody's down, then we can continue for another 15 minutes. I understand that Brother Aswad does have to take off now, but
Thank you. Peace, brother. Thank
Peace.
you.
Thank you all.
Yeah.
all right.
We appreciate you. Thank you.
Thank
Same
you
here.
very much. So the one person we did not introduce in the beginning was Sister Mama Bathsheba, who we can't see her face, but we can see her name down there. Miss Harambe. She is the mother of Asandu and Abaiche, who have both been participating thus far. And I want to say thank you for coming and participating. And you're welcome to answer the questions as well. I wasn't prepared with your resume and all that you do, but she is a business owner and
Wow, don't do that. Wow.
of 3
Wow.
and I'm sorry, I'm gonna let her do it.
Do not do that at all. I am a part of the community and I love you. There is no resume. I think the resume speaks with our children and our community and all that we do. Because everybody on here have such tall resumes, and so, yeah, I'm actually thankful to hear all of these young men to speak. And I just wanted to listen tonight as well. I didn't know what was going on.
Okay.
So I was just listening. And if that's okay, can I just continue to listen?
Oh, please.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, please. Yeah. You don't want to. So I guess our check-in is done for the brothers, for these beautiful young men. Are you open to staying? Now we're down to like 12 minutes for a few more questions. Okay.
I've got time.
You got time. Okay. So then,
Asandu.
Yeah.
Shay.
Brother Osando is still here and I'm still attending.
Okay.
Right.
Okay. Wonderful.
Good. Okay.
So I guess we'll start with our first question then. So the first question is, and this again, Mama Sabrina already stated, it has to do with this school to prison pipeline. is what we were thinking about. So what did administration or school do to make you feel welcome or wanted? Now this is because we know that y'all came up in some African-centered schools, so I'm gonna start there. But again, the question is, what did administration or school do to make you feel welcome or wanted? And who would like to answer that one first?
Osando, I'll share. Coming up was always around Afrocentric schools, so everything was very, very family oriented. One thing I can say about college, when I got to Grambling, I wasn't registered completely. It was a Sunday evening. Mr. Latari Fleming came with his Sunday best on, and he made sure I had a place to sleep. He got me registered, and the school wasn't open at the time. So he basically took me under his wing and gave me endless amount of opportunities, exposure. And at Grambling, everybody is somebody. So even without my fee sheet and me paying all my balances, he still made me feel welcome, and he connected me with a lot of people on the campus that also was very helpful. So that was my experience.
Nice, thank you. Could you pass it to one of the brothers there, or who would like to go next?
The brothers is currently talking. Now.
Okay, all right.
Y'all go ahead.
Oh, Batola? Okay.
All right. Welcomed. So I never really felt unwelcome throughout my scholastic years besides second grade at Bentley, which was like a huge contrast to, the previous school and being with like Sister Bathsheba and Sister Linda and stuff like that. But then after that, I went to Emerson Elementary and everything was really chill there. And then Head Royce for middle school through high school. And that was really great as well. Just I liked the tight-knit culture there as opposed to like it being a huge school. So I really got to know, everyone in my grade, and then, people above, and, friends with some teachers and stuff like that. And that kind of prepared me for college as well, where I don't know, I did not feel welcome, but I didn't like the location that I went to. I went to Worcester Polytechnic in Worcester, Massachusetts, and I wasn't a fan of Massachusetts, so it kind of like set my whole mindset of the environment, which, kind of a shame, like having a location set how, your expectations and all of that. But it was still a good experience, happy I did it as well. But I would say the only discomfort came in second grade, and, just going into like a private school with like very, very wealthy kids who were young, so not necessarily, aware of how to interact with everybody. But that was a small glimpse. Either way, still a lesson, and just an experience to have to grow with. So, no harm.
Thank you. Would anybody else like to answer that? Okay, I think the brothers are lifting or handling some business. So I will just go on to the next question then. So what did you learn about the history of your people in school?
Yeah, in school.
In school. And looks like you're starting that over.
Yeah. So I guess starting out in like roots of unique awareness, learning a lot about the history of, my people, the roots, and all the different struggles and beauty that come with that. And I feel like that was a good foundation to go off on, because I don't, well, at least for me, there wasn't ever as much of a emphasis on, that topic, and as much of a deep dive into it, throughout school, even world history, more of like the Asias, the Indias, the Europes. So very thankful to have that, that experience in the beginning, so that, when navigating everything else, I still kind of have that, to stand on. But yeah, not really much else since then. Discussions about civil rights, and couple little tidbits about slavery, but never anything that was really extensive. And in college, I never actually sought out any classes that were, surrounding that topic either. So that's something that I could have, sought out if I wanted more of that in the school system.
A really quick question, follow-up question for Oba. Did they have African American Studies courses at college?
I'm assuming no. It wasn't a liberal arts. It's a engineering school, so there were a lot of more of everything at the school was kind of centered around technology in some way. Even like the business classes, it's centered around that. So no.
Okay. Thank you. Asandu, do you want us to repeat the question?
You was asking about experience in culture, correct?
Yeah. What did you learn about the history of your people growing up?
From not attending Luxor to attending Roots to attending ASA, culturally I learned a lot of where I came from, who I am. It gave me a stepping ground to be more confident, and being a Black man walking the streets of wherever I am located in. But I can say once getting into college, I had a great experience at Berkeley High. I learned to speak Swahili. I also had an opportunity to just learn different things about different cultures. But once getting into college, I would say everything stopped. It wasn't about learning who your history was, who was an important figure. It changed. Public school changed, kind of changed my thinking on certain things, because you don't see Black people in power. They promote a lot of, European or other races. It's always the start of slavery, and it's much more to us than that. So I would say Roots, Luxor, ASA was the best experience anybody could have, and I feel sorry for any student in Oakland or anywhere else that didn't get the experience that I had.
Yeah. What more can we say? Just being a parent that has benefited from those schools, or knowing many children and young people. Yeah.
They are the generation.
Yeah, especially if you don't get to go to an HBCU, you could start your foundation. So does any of the other brothers want to answer that question, or should I move on to, okay. Here's another question. How do you feel about the transition from high school to college? So some of you have already finished college though, right? So that transition, the transition from high school to college, how did that transition feel to you, from leaving your community? For example, Oba and Osandu went away. So how was that transition for you?
I guess I'll start this one.
Mm-hmm.
Horrible. I'm gonna be honest with you. Horrible. Being from Oakland, having the experience of traveling, I had an idea of what the opportunity and the experience would be like. But once getting to the campus in Louisiana, in the small town of Grambling in Ruston, my thought process changed. Everything was so slow, and it was challenging, honestly, to adjust to such a fast pace and a fast way of living, to being so humble and so not standoffish but so preserved. And even though it may not sound like pros, it's plenty of pros. I've learned how to be more still and think about more things before just moving and doing, because one thing I have learned out in Oakland or just fast cities, you kind of move just off of impulse. You don't really have a strategy of how to move sometimes, and that's how a lot of people end up getting caught up. But going to college was the best experience I ever had. Being able to be in a different town and learn how to move better and adjust was the best opportunity I had. Being uncomfortable made me, grind harder and want more out of myself.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay. And Oba, I see you nodding your head. Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, I'm just trying to collect my thoughts with that. The transition scholastically wasn't anything special. It was in some ways a slower pace than high school. Just well, having the quarter system and then 3 classes, and you're meeting. You have like 2 days off of being able. I don't know. The schedule is a lot slower than high school, where you've got for me, because it was a quarter system, so everything was compact, but then spread out over only 3 courses as opposed to 5, or in high school it might be 6 or something like that. So the biggest challenge for me was actually just adjusting to Worcester, Massachusetts, and I really think a lot of it was just location based, like probably similar to Osandu, going from the Bay Area. A lot of people, very diverse. All of your interests could really be met in a 20 mile radius, or even further. Want to hit nature, super close. Want to go to a city, super close. But then being in Worcester, where not only is it freezing, but it's just like really dull. And the coolest thing there for me was this cafe that I found in junior year, and it just like not having all of those stimuli everywhere made it really interesting to adjust for that. And kind of honestly the biggest lesson I got from that is I don't want to sacrifice location for anything in the future. Now that sentiment might change depending on what opportunity comes up that might be more attractive, but it has to be a lot more attractive, because the area I surround myself with kind of shapes what I do, how I'm spending my time. Kind of the same reason why I would never move to the South Bay of the Bay Area. If that were going to happen, I'd just hop to another city or something. So, met a lot of good friends there, which was nice. A great way to just start a community there. Spent a lot of time in Boston as well. So the school was fine. It was more of just filling up all the other things, getting readjusted to not having family around and the people that I knew, and creating a new community, and trying to find ways to foster that. But in general, I would say pretty smooth. But when I think back to me in general, any of the dips kind of smooth out, the highs smooth out, so everything is there's nothing that's like astronomically terrible or anything. It was just a transition, and you just got to adapt to it, which is fairly simple.
Yeah, thank you, both of you. have a lot of resilience and seem to be very adaptable. That's something I heard both of you speak to. So thank you for that. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you all for coming tonight. Asandu and Obatala and Obatala and Baiche for participating just on the spot. We appreciate you. And Mama Bashiba for supporting them and supporting us and participating tonight with us. We appreciate you too. And this was the beginning of our series to discuss the school to prison pipeline. This was just kind of, you know, touching the surface on some questions of just thinking back, you know, what was school like, you know, what, you know, were there any triggers, were any things that you saw? You two have some pretty unique experiences for young Black men here in California. So, and I think more people need to hear about it. So I'm gonna, I just want to say, if no one has anything else to say, I'm going to reach out to the members first before we close.
I just had one question. If
Yes.
Asato, you could just share more about the schools that they attended in Oakland. It was the Root School and something else.
Yeah.
Are they still in operation now? Is there a way for, if people are interested, they could attend those schools?
Sadly, no. Aw.
But the
Sadly,
founder of one is on the call.
Yeah, so Sister Bathsheba is the founder of
Roots of Unique Awareness.
Roots of Unique Awareness.
Yeah.
And that school sadly does not exist. Yeah, our Janina Baye went there also, and so many of our community babies went
My
there.
daughter went there.
Yeah, he also, Oba mentioned Sister Linda, Umoja House, Luxor Academy, Luxor Academy, ASA, there's Ile Omode, which still is in existence. African Children's Advanced Learning Center is in West Oakland, and I believe they're still going strong. That's the last school that Amatsiafa attended. So those are our African-centered schools in the East Bay. Oh, sorry, let me say, what is it called? We do have an African-centered school in San Francisco. It just escapes me. Meadows Livingstone. Meadows Livingstone is off of 3rd. So it's in Bayview in San Francisco. And it's been there for about 20 years. So those are the schools. Yeah.
Awesome.
Thank
And
you.
what are the age range? Is it K through?
Right. Meadows Livingstone is K through 8.
Okay.
Just like Ile Omode is K through 8. African Children's is 4th through 12th. And did I miss one? Yeah, Umoja House is birth to, I think, 2nd grade now.
Is Linda still open?
Yeah, just to, I think, 2nd grade, 7. She prepares you for elementary. Yeah.
Okay.
What about Sister Titilayo School?
Oh, I'm so sorry, Titilayo. Yes. Another beautiful foundation. That's also in West Oakland. Yes. Thank you. Thank you, sis. Yeah, that's why we need each other.
That's right.
Yes, Sister Titilayo is also in West Oakland, right on 14th, right around the corner from African Children's. Yeah, so that's kind of like
same age.
Birth to about 7, but she does after school. She had all of our, if they went to African Children, many people were there for aftercare as well, or tutoring. Yeah.
Great. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I just want to say thank you to everyone again, and it's been an honor. Both Luanda and I we were public school teachers. So I worked in San Francisco Unified for 26 years plus, and it's really great to hear your stories about your education and what you did afterwards. And both she and I worked in several different schools, but yeah, this is kind of where we're at. I'm hoping that you guys could come back, people could come back and share more, and maybe gather with the young girls, the women, and we could have a further discussion, so we could provide, good information for the community. I'm in appreciation of everyone that's here tonight. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, thank you guys.
Oh, you're so welcome. Thank you. Thank you. So, but just with so much appreciation, we appreciate you. We support you, and we lift you up, Black men, young Black men. Thank
Yes,
you
we
for being
do.
here with us, taking this time to speak with us.
So Asandu, before we close, can we see your face? I just want to say we want to do a little wave, a little parting wave. Okay. Well, maybe he had to step away.
Or it's dark outside. All
Okay.
right.
Well, everybody have a wonderful evening.
Thank you.
Until,
Have a good one.
goodbye until next
Jedi.
Hi, thank you so
Till
much
next
for
time.
participating.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a great one.